So speaking of Kawhi, smooth transition. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Another championship team, and we're not. This is not a contender pretender series for LA Clippers, but this is more like Irwin. What's your take on this? And everybody's talking about it right now.
What?
Are they LA Clippers, the team to beat in the league, in the whole NBA? Are they for the chip too? Not just even to get to the finals, like to win the chip.
Yeah, how crazy have things have turned around. Growing up, geez, the
Yeah,
Clippers were like the laughing stock in the NBA. I don't figure anybody, I say 10 years ago or even 5 years ago when Chris Paul came to the LA Clippers and made the Clippers Lob City.
Nah. See, I wouldn't even give it to Chris Paul. For me, the changing moment, in my opinion, where they went from the laughing stock that you're saying that we grew up with was when they drafted Blake Griffin.
Okay.
Blake Griffin, in my opinion, that was the pivoting thing. And then Chris Paul obviously pushed it further.
Just cemented it. But we wouldn't be thinking, saying Clippers championship. I'm like crazy.
Yeah.
But absolutely, man. They were the laughing stock, but now they're I think in my eyes they're the favorites in the NBA to win the NBA championship. They're a well coached team. They have Doc Rivers, which he's been a champion with the Boston Celtics, so he has a lot of experience. Number 2, they have the star power. They just got to stay healthy. They're superstar. They got Paul George and they got Kawhi Leonard. And most importantly, what I really like about them is that they got quality depth all across the board. They got Lewis Williams, which he's a reigning six man of the year. They got Harrell. He's a little undersized, but he's a good player to have. They picked up Marcus Morris, I believe. From the New York Knicks on the trade. They're nice. Oh yeah, and they got Shamet. That they picked up, I believe, in a trade, if I'm not mistaken, with the Sixers, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
I might be wrong, sure. Regarding how but they're a pretty well-rounded squad. They got their superstars.
They're very well-rounded.
They're definitely well-rounded, and one of the weaknesses in their main competition, the LA Lakers. The Lakers, man, pretty much it's just LeBron and Anthony Davis. Yeah, Kuzma's nice, but you're not really gonna consider him a star per se. Yes, absolutely.
Not in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. The LA Clippers are the favorite. There's a couple concerns that I do have is the Clippers do have that chip on their shoulder that they feel they've been the little brother, the little sister of the LA Lakers, for such a long time throughout their whole history, that when it comes to the Lakers, anything of beating the Lakers, they show up. And
so far they won both games against them this season.
And when the Clippers show up, nobody's gonna beat them. However, when it comes to other squads, it's kind of like they play down to their level, so that's a little bit concerning. And the Western Conference compared to the Eastern Conference, the squads there can play. And if the Clippers don't bring their A game every single time, especially come playoff time, then they might be due for an upset, or they're gonna feature in series that are gonna drag out a lot longer.
Yeah.
But if they bring their A game, then nobody's stopping the Clippers. I don't care who it is, nobody's gonna stop them. But what do you think, Andrade?
So that's your team you think of, like if you were to predict right now before playoffs started.
If the playoffs started, my two choices.
The Clippers. One choice, first top choice right now.
I would want the Heat to win.
Bro, I ain't asking what you want. I'm saying who do you think right now?
Clippers.
Yeah,
Clippers. Come on.
Nah, same. Since before the season even started, even before all these trades, I really felt like the Clippers were gonna be the ones that end up carrying the championship at the end of the year, and Kawhi end up being, I think, the first player to win a Finals MVP and a championship with 3 different teams, right?
Correct. Well, maybe we gotta look that up, but yeah. I think so.
Yeah, I genuinely believe Kawhi is that special. Like I've been convinced of this guy for a minute. Like I know people are going against him because of his whole load management, how he plays during the regular season in the past few years, or how he goes about it, how he approaches it. But when it comes time to show up, even in regular season games, and he's shown it in a couple games this season, the guy fucking shows up. You know what I mean? And for me, what convinced me was even in 2014, I saw my Heat get dismantled by Kawhi. You can say all you want about that Spurs team, and that Spurs team definitely demolished us thanks to Pop and the system that he ran. They were literally running passes around us. Do you remember that? That shit was so sad. That shit broke my heart. But I just remember seeing Kawhi Leonard and then really learning about that guy in that final series. And I was like, who the fuck is this kid beating out LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, rebounding, hustling? When he was step up, he was step up. You know what I mean? And at that moment, I was sold on him. And after what Toronto did, it just solidified it. And I really think he's just going to come through and do it this year. One, the Clippers have depth. Like, you don't even have to look into analytics. You don't have to get that deep into it. It's just like, it's as simple as that. Two, they got, who's their coach? Doc Rivers. Look, Doc Rivers is probably the most well-seasoned coach in the league right now. If I'm trying to think off the bat.
Pop.
Oh, yeah, okay, there you go.
But he's a top
Pop's
5, top 10.
Top 1. But I think Doc. I don't. No. I'm saying like most well seasoned. I think Doc would be number 2.
He's been around for a while.
And then he has a championship. He's had great teams before. He had his run on other squads, like the Magic. Like, Doc has been around for a minute. And when it comes to the Western Conference, I'm just like, who? Because right now, Pop isn't in the conversation in terms of being serious contenders for the playoffs.
No.
So it's like, if it comes to also not just the teams, but head-to-head coach matchups in the playoffs, I think Doc Rivers is gonna outcoach anyone. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Or most people, or at least that's what I predict. And then the third reason is you got Kawhi. Like, Kawhi right now is basically what LeBron was in 2012, 2013. Like, and I think we haven't even seen Kawhi really bring it in the regular season. And I think he's going to remind us again in the playoffs why the fuck he's Mr. Fun Guy. You know what I mean? And the Lakers, look, after Kobe's death, there was a part of me that feels like, you know what, maybe life will play out and they might end up winning because now they have this extra sense of motivation. You get me? And sometimes you can, and players do this, like, it's been documented. They play into this destiny, they convince themselves and they push their team really far and all that. And that could happen. But, like, I love LeBron. I'm a fan of LeBron James. But I think Father Time is starting to catch up with him. Like, yes, he has these immense games. But I think hopefully he proves me wrong. He might prove me wrong. But I think this year's playoffs, we're going to see a LeBron James that might get gassed out. Because, honestly, Anthony Davis, to me, hasn't shown me anything where I can fully believe that he's going to lead and carry the Lakers to a championship when LeBron can. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see it. He has immense talent. He has all the tools necessary. He has all the experience necessary. Well, not all the experience, but all, like, the knowledge. But I still haven't seen him have that it factor. You know what I mean? Bless you.
But he's never played with a star like LeBron before.
Well, that's the thing. But even now, when he plays with the Lakers, like, I don't know. There's something tells me that this guy's missing something.
Because they're right now figuring it out. Right now, this is their first season together.
We'll see.
I think they're gonna have a successful playoff run. We'll see.
Oh, for sure.
We'll see what happens.
When the Clippers.
We'll see what happens when they go against the Clippers.
Yeah,
but,
And I really do think the Clippers are gonna surprisingly dismantle the Lakers. I don't even know if it'll go to 7. I think it might end in 5 or 6.
It'll probably be 5
if
or
things
6
go really go because
home court doesn't matter because they play in the same court
type shit. And I think LeBron might get gassed out because then I feel like it'll kind of happen when the last Cavs team he was on, where it's just like he's leading all these people. Davis might have great games, but then what is everyone else on his squad gonna do? You know, like I wouldn't rely on Kuzma that much. Rondo's a great point guard, but they still don't have like a super reliable point guard.
But the good thing about LeBron is one of his specialties is not scoring; it's being a facilitator. He's a master facilitator.
Okay, well he needs scoring. Who's he gonna pass it to? Davis and who else?
He has Davis. He has shooters in Kuzma.
Bro, Kuzma's not gonna be that consistent.
You're sleeping out. Playoff Rondo, man.
Bro, we'll see.
But hey, we'll see what happens. This is not a Lakers episode.
Yeah, but they're definitely I feel you. But they're definitely Clippers are definitely the team to beat. Like I feel like most people wouldn't disagree with that. And yeah, we'll find out playoff time.